Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Thanks for joining me again today. Quite a few years ago, I used to have a paper craft store and we had a lady that was teaching cards down there, and her name was Judy. And one day she did a card class doing these little things as cards. Came across a photo of them the other day. Now, I don't know if they were her design. If they were, you're awesome, Judy. If they weren't, then I give credit to whoever it was that she found them off in the first place. But she did them as cards, as I said. Came across a photo of them and I went, oh, they would work so well in one of my journals as a tuck spot or a journal card. So I've done a Christmas one and I've done an every other day of the year one. We're going to do another every day of the year one now. So this is them, and at the back you have your little pocket for your journaling card. They sit flat in your journal, just go into a little pocket, but when they come out, they sit up. They have acetate on the front, and they can be bought out and sat. I don't know if you can see how they sit perfectly straight, so that they can become a home decor piece as well. Beautiful as a gift inside a journal that you're giving somebody so that they can put it up on display. Great for cards as well, and you can just write your greeting on the back. So here's two little ones. You can do them any size you like. So this one is 3.5 by 4.25 inches, and this little one is about 2.5 by 3.5, all in inches. So this one's got its little pocket down the back for a journal card as well, but they just sit up. So if I bring that closer, can you see how they sit up? They're all concertinaed in here so that they sit flat, tuck in as a normal journal card so that you're looking through, but then they will sit out. You've got this full gap in here to sit them on your shelf, just even to sit them around your workspace as inspiration or just to pretty up your workspace. They're just beautiful. Now, as I said, came across the picture and went, oh, couldn't remember how she did them, so this is my version of them. I had a whole heap of cardstock, normal cardstock that I had strips of in just one of my drawers. So you can see that there's lots of different widths. Most of these are about 4 inches back from my card making days. Quite a few, which is why this one ended up being 3.5, because it was a 3.5 inch wide piece that I have, the same as this. So we're going to use this one today. So it's 3.5 by 12 inches. Most of your cardstock, if you're buying 12 by 12 cardstock, 12 by 12, you'll get 3 of them out of a sheet of cardstock. If you're using cardstock that is A4, it's 11.5 inches long, so it really doesn't make that much difference with your length. It might with your bigger ones, not so much with your smaller ones. Just sit these ones off to the side. My little piece over here. So I've written down for you the measurements that we're going to score at. So this is the size of the one that we're doing today. As I said before, it's 3.5 inches wide by 12 inches long. So with a scoreboard or just a mat underneath you and your bone scorer, I'm going to use a scoreboard. Find it when I'm doing straight scoring like this and they're all in line, then it just works a treat. And I just dropped that. Oh, there we go. Right, so as scoring wise, we're going to measure across 4.25 inches. Okay, am I in shot? Yep, there I am. So 4.25 and down. Now I'm going to turn it over so that I can get my valleys and my mountains. I want to go over 1/2 inch and score. Turning it over again, another 1/2 inch, which will take us to 5.25. then we want to go another 4 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4, which will take us to 9 1/2 inches. And down, if I can find the line. Flicking it over. That doesn't look straight. And 1/2 inch. And then one more 1/2 inch. So all up, I've got 10 1/2 inches. My last bit is what will create my pocket on the back. Make sense? That's it for scoring. So that can go away because I'll use my normal bone scorer. Right. Slide that back where it belongs down there so I don't trip over it as I get up. So all we're going to do, fold on your score line, fold back, trying to keep it aligned as you go down. This one will then score in. So we're just doing a normal concertina fold. So we've got that one and that one. And that one will go in like so as well. Okay, so you've got your concertina fold there. So on this side, we'll go in. Once I've folded this, you'll see how I'm actually folding. It might be a little bit, you know, Kylieism at the moment. Back on itself and then back on itself for the last one. So that what you've ended up with is a piece that looks like that. Okay? Try and keep it straight. Now, if you find, and it doesn't matter how many times I fold, see how I've got a little bit of a bulge there? When it's sitting out, it's fine. When it's sitting flat, and because for these, I want them in my journal, so I want them to sit flat. You might find that this piece on the end just needs a little sliver taken off it. And it, you know, you can always take more, you can't put it back on. So we're just going to go with a very tiny little sliver to start with, making sure that that's straight on there. And you know, I've literally taken off a sliver. Now we'll just double check again. That and there, that and there. See how it's now not got that bubble? And that's all that it needed. Just a tiny little sliver taken off. That one is sitting out. I'm just going to crease him again, give him a really good crease. That's better. Yep. And that one's a little bit rounded. I'll give him a little bit more of a crease as well. Like so. Now, this little piece that we started with is our back. The bit in the middle between your concertinas is your front. Okay? Before you start covering it is when you want to work out whether your pocket is going from the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Okay? If you're using multi-directional papers, makes no difference. You can work it out as you go once you're decorating it. But if you're not, work out to start with whether you want your pocket on this side or on this side. Makes no difference which way it is. Make sense? Got it? Cool. Right, so this is our front. What we want to do to start with is cover our front before we cut out our little window. So I've just grabbed, a paper pad. Of course I've grabbed a paper pad. But it was one that I forgot that I had. So I've had it for years, came across it a couple of days ago and went, oh. So I actually used some of it for my little butterfly one. Couldn't tell you how old it is, but it was the most beautiful, beautiful little paper pad. So it only had a couple of just plain papers in it. The rest were all these beautiful ephemera pieces. So we're going to use that. Saves me collaging, right? So we'll find one that I haven't used that will fit So I've got lots of little bits that I'd cut out and all the rest. All right, something like that will fit in there beautifully, and I'm going to have a piece cut out in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glue on this piece. Now, because I'm cutting out the centre, I want to make sure I've got glue all down the centre. Yes, you could use your glue stick for it. I'm having a run on my white glue at the moment. You know, they say a change is as good as a holiday. And so I'm just doing everything with my white glue. Don't ask me why, just am. It's just one of those things. So we're going all the way around our edges, probably close to the edge if you can. If you're a little bit away like I am, give it a good dollop of glue, because that way it will squeeze itself back out. So now we want to go in the centre and right around the centre. So keep going, give it lots of lovely patterns. You know, you could draw designs, you could practice your artwork, all of that. Just so it's got lots of glue in there, and when we cut out our centre, the pieces around that piece that we cut out will still be all nicely adhered. Right, so as I said before, which way do I want my pocket? Might have my pocket that way now. Sorry, did I bump you? So I want that on there. For me, I find it's easier to go that way. I'm just going to go straight down here, match one side, match the other side. Your glue gives you a little bit of wiggle time. Make sure that you're directly on your paper. Give him a squeeze down. That way I only have to trim two sides. Because if you know anything about me now, you'll know I'm rather lazy when it comes to what I have to cut and what I don't have to cut. Give that a good push down. Like so. And I'm just going to use my knife to cut off my edges. I'll go that way first. So straight down there, following that section. If you're not comfortable with a knife, you can use your scissors, you can use your trimmer, anything you like. When you're cutting this side, watch you don't cut into that fold, otherwise you'll be starting again. You might want to start again, but if you don't, watch you don't hit the fold. Right. So this is what I've got in here. What I want to do now is cut my little viewing window. You can do it lots of different ways. You can use dies, you can use a punch, you could just mark and measure out a square or a rectangle. A large circle punch will work in there. I'm cheating and I'm actually using dies. So I'm going to use that side for this one. It still gives me a little bit of area around here, but it gives me a good window to look into. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pull over my big shot like so. Hopefully that will fit on there. Can you see it? Yeah, you'll see this bit as it goes in, so that's fine. Because I've got my ink sitting behind me, I can't go too further. Right, so laying this out, working out where you want it so that it's even. If you want to, sit it on your grid, make sure these are lined up and these are lined up. I'm just going to pretend that, yes, I've lined all those up, and that's awesome. If you've got a magnetic plate, use your magnetic plate. Otherwise, I tend to use a little bit of washi tape, and I'll just hold it on with that. Sit it in your big shot, whatever die cutting machine you've got. Sitting it down. Now these are just nested dies so that I can get whatever size that I want going through, and then go back, because it's going through cardstock and then paper. You want to make sure that the whole thing has cut through. Right, get that out of the way now. Ooh. See, that's where you work up your muscles. All right, bringing that one off. Filling that one out. See, now that is awesome, and I will use that for a tag in something else. Hasn't that come up a treat? So there's no way that I'm going to just cut it out and not have anything and just chuck that little piece away. Right, so now I've got this. So easy to put our acetate on, and it's just, I actually think this was from some packaging. This one, I've got lots of different acetate, different thicknesses and all the rest, but this one's fairly light, again, so it doesn't make any thickness in my journals, and I'm fairly certain, because it curves there, I've cut it from a box of something that's had a clear window to it. So with this one, you only need it just larger than this. So I tend to use my knife to put a mark, and my knife to put a mark, and I will use my little guillotine, and there's my mark. Try and make him straight. That one over there, going down here, there's my mark, making sure he's straightish. If my measurements are over width, then it'll still fit. Turning that over, you see that'll fit beautifully. I like, when I'm putting acetate down, sorry, I'm just going to reach over you, I like to use double-sided tape. And what I'll actually do is attach my tape to my acetate instead of trying to go around here. Then I know that I've caught all the acetate in. I could then turn this into a shaker tag if I wished. Of course, it doesn't fit flat in my journals, and my journals are chunky enough as it is. But otherwise, we're just going to go with a flat one today. So if I put foam, if I adhere this flat, like so, put foam on here where the double-sided tape is, and then when it actually shuts, you could glue it to this section or put another piece of acetate on there. And you've created yourself a little shaker window. So, but that's for another day, maybe. All right, move that one. Doesn't matter which way around it goes, as long as your double-sided tape is away from your edges. We've got that. Okay. See what I mean? It is so easy. Well, we've already got all this in here. Now, I'm not inking this one to save you guys sitting there watching me. Normally, what I would do is ink the edges and ink in here before I attach that acetate. So I'm going to try and do one no inking whatsoever. So that's my outside. My inside, which is my back piece, but the inside of our back piece will be my backing, as in my vision. Blah, it's all gone. The scenery that I'm looking at towards the back. Okay, so again, I'm going to go to this because I really want to use up some of this, but I'd like a fairly plain one. I want to have this as flowers. It came to me a little while ago, so I might use a plain one and then cut out some of these flowers. I've got flowers over there as well. Let's just have a quick look. That's not too big. Don't want those ones. That one might work. We'll have a look. Oh, but he's very pretty. All right, let's just do those for now, and we'll have a look and see what it shows through it. So if I sit this, because I don't want to ruin my bird. I love my bird. If I sit this down here, we'll see what it is that we're going to be, that actually looks quite nice. I like that. Just double check this one. That has a flowery motif and it actually has that scented, doesn't it? All right. Well, that was that. Right. Now, when you're putting this one down, and I'm not going to adhere this just yet. I'm going to cut it slightly to size. I like to leave a little bit where that fold is so that it doesn't give too much bulk to that fold. So all I'm going to do is lift it up, set it slightly in place, and with my pencil that I just put down somewhere. Can anyone see what I did with my pencil? It'll be under that book, won't it? There we go. It's all right, found it. I'm going to just make a mark about there. So it's a little bit smaller than both our concertinas. Now, it should be about there. Let's have a look. Going that way. So that should fit in so that I've got a little bit of space either side. You won't notice once it's all folded in, but it will allow those concertinas to actually sit in there flat. How's that look? I like that. Right. So once again, I'm going to glue on this one and then I'll trim off the top. But when I glue, I've got to remember that I'm just a little bit down from here. Yes, I could cut the other piece of paper, or this one, to size, but I find that when I put them on crooked, invariably. I never get them back on the way I want them. So I find it's easier to do it slightly larger and then be able to trim it up. So this one's just a little bit further away. All right, down here, right to the edge, and then filling up all this bit. Again, doing your doodling, whatever else you want to do. Draw a snowman maybe, it's white. I think I need to fill my glue. Not much is coming out, is it? Maybe I should have used the big bottle. I have a big bottle for my white glue, and then I fill it into these little ones so that I can get a fine tip, but sometimes it pays. Now, making sure I'm right way up, and I'm that way. So I'm going back to front so that I can see over it, but that way's that way, yep. Straight down. I line one side up, and then I can smooth it down. And then I've only had to worry about the one side. I find it's easier that's for me. If that works for you, all well and good. If it doesn't, do it whichever way you find works for you. All right, so now I can turn it over and I will just trim straight along there. Again, I'll just go for my knife and my ruler. It's what I feel most comfortable using. Do what works for you. All right, so we've got this side, we've got this side, this will go in here like that. Okay, now my back ones, which are these little guys, I've used border punches. So like this for this one, and like that for this one. Now, when you use border punches, yes, they're noisy, so I try not to do them too much during videos. But the other thing is, Not everybody has border punches. Not everybody has dies, which is why I showed you can cut a rectangle out or use a circle punch. Most of us have circle punches. But for something like this, if you don't have a border die or a border punch, you can use your little decorative scissors. And you can pick these up a dime a dozen. You'll quite often find them in op shops. Look, you'll get really expensive ones, or you'll get cheapy ones, which are what these ones are. So you can see they don't even line up here anymore. They were just cheapy ones. So, but the rest of this still works, which means that I can get all of this still cut out. So what I'm going to do, we'll just use it for this one, is I'm just going to snip. I have to line it up because they don't cut all the way to the edge. Hope I'm going straight because, as I said before, yeah, see, I'm not. I can't cut straight with scissors. It's as simple as that. So, in there, that's about lined up, isn't it? Right. So it'll still give you... Oh, that is so wonky. Look, we'll see what we can do to disguise that later on. We just won't talk about that. Put them away. Put them away, Kylie. Right, but it shows you don't have to have the border punches or border dies or anything else. Use what you have around you. If it's not really thick cardstock, use your tear ruler or just tear it. Give it that sort of difference anyway. Right. Don't want to stick it together just yet because I still have stuff to put on here and here, and I want to be able to decorate a little bit in here. So going to this one, which is our back page now. So that's this sort of thing. And again, I'm just going to use up some of these. There's got to be a piece because this is same size as that one. Wouldn't you think that I'd have bigger pieces? Well, let's have a look. Go back to the full pages, Kylie. Too bright. Oh, that's what it was. It was a Do Crafts one. Again, don't know when. It was so long ago. But it's a Do Crafts paper pad. Got to have full of sheets here. Here we go. All right. That gives me about that. Most of that's going to be covered up with that one. It just gives me these. Or do I want my butterfly? I'm thinking I might like that butterfly. That bit will be covered up. Okay, so this one can go all the way to this edge. It's going to be a little bit covered if we miss a little bit. So if I cut it about there, straight down there, my standard, I don't measure, just make a mark. And then the big thing is trying to find the mark. All right, I can put that up there like that. Doesn't matter that it's a little bit away because this will cover. Oh, I've done it around the wrong way, haven't I? It's going to cover that way. I liked my butterfly. All right, let's find something else. I liked my butterfly. I wanted to go that side to have something cute there. I've got... What? Yeah, so that's not going to fit. All right, so maybe we go something bright like so. That's going to cover halfway down my frog. Let's just do that one. Oh, see, and this is what happens. I get so excited that I found a butterfly that I like that he's on the wrong side. We're going to go about there. As we were, let's trim that back again. making sure that's straight. Right. So now I've just got even more scrap of it. Get rid of that again. Slots in over there. So now we're going to do the same and adhere that to that one. Trying to stay straight, Kylie. Oh dear. Yeah, should have got the bigger bottle out. But see, then if I got the bigger bottle out now, I'd spend 10 minutes just trying to degunk it, I reckon. Because I don't use it that time. I fill up all my... I've got 2 or 3 of these ones on the go. And I think they're all getting to about the same point. And then I never worry about my big bottle until I need to use it again to fill up. So I know that it's going to be gunky. Right. So this one, as close to that concertina as I can get, making sure that is straight. Lovely. Grab my cloth. And now I can trim that one up and move all those ones out of the way. And a little bit on that edge. Right. Now, put that one away so that we can start decorating. So that goes that way. Fold that in. That one will go that way and that'll sit in here like so. All right, so I want a little piece going on down here. Something that'll complement it all. So let's go into those smaller pieces that I've got floating around that are in the lighter colours. So not these full strips. I want to use up some of my smaller scraps. And so what am I finding now? Oh, here we go. Nope. Because otherwise I'll just make more scraps. And now, of course, all I can find are the bigger sheets and not the smaller ones. There's that one. That's an option. Of course it is. It's the one we just cut off, Kylie. There's an option. One's an option. Option. Don't worry about those. Right. Option. I reckon it'll be that one. And the winner is... Alright, sit all those back there like so. Get them out of the way. Move that bone scorer away. Now, I reckon that one will fit in there beautifully, won't it? Now, if I want, I can do the same with this as I did with that one. Let's see how straight we go this time. Mind you, the other one wasn't straight, was it? So we don't really want this one straight. Right, that works. If I go down there and then I can trim this and give it a bit of a border. How's that? Going that way, Kylie. Can anyone see where I made my mark? I can't. That's because I made the mark on here. Right there. So keeping that bit straight. Right. That's that. Because I've got a border going all the way around it, I'm going to border that one as well, so that it looks like it was all meant to be like that. And down here. How about we pick the right mark? Wouldn't that work? Let's find the right mark this time. There it is. Look at that. Okay. Swing around. Lining that up. Sorry if my hair is in shot. I'm going to push. Right. There's that. We'll very quickly decorate this guy now. And what I want, I decided earlier, is some flowers. So we'll move that. We'll pull out this, which is my flower bits. Which are florals small. Lots of different brands in here. I've got all sorts of brands in here, but I want something that's going to go up the side. Like so. Oh, I could brighten it right up, couldn't I? Right. Option 1 and 2, soften it. We could soften it and make it Victorian, couldn't we? Going that way. I want something down there. Let's go that way. Now, and I know I said I wasn't going to ink. I just want to define this edge of these flowers because I haven't tea dyed this one. This feels like a Tim Holtz one. And they're shiny. Quite often what I do with these ones is I will dunk them, if I've got any in here at the moment, I'll dunk them in tea dye when I'm dyeing papers, just to take a little bit off, and I will also rough them up a little bit, just so that they're not quite so shiny. I'm not a shiny person, and then it wears them down, just very little. And what happens is it just makes it look as though it's been, you know, pre-loved for many years. And I like my edges worn down. And I know this is probably not good for my glass mat, but I do it all the time. Right. Put that one back in that one. Hey, I use it all the time. It actually has... My sanding blocks actually have a drawer beside me. So what I've done now, see it's got some scratches and all the rest. So prior to that, it was one of those real shiny ones. So I've just given it a bit of a loved look, I suppose would be the best section for it. So that I've softened it right down, just for me anyway. That's just a me thing. Doesn't mean you have to do that with all your flowers or anything else. Just going to sit these guys there before I tip them out. And I want something along here. Now I've pulled out a couple of stamps. My dark room door stamps. She has some lovely... Oh, move that over there. She has some lovely ones for verses. Now I wanted Earth Laughs in Flowers along the bottom. And on that inside piece... is each flower is a soul opening out to nature. So, if I can find which one it is, that one. Had to be that one. It's the most used one and I use it all the time. And I'm just going to pop these on these sorts of things. So I've just got little bits and bobs left over. I might actually go that way because I'm going to tear around it. That should still give me enough space. So I'll put that there. And I've got my block. I'll grab another one. Oh, there it is. A larger block would probably be more preferable, but that's all right. This one works. And I might go colour-wise. It's a brownie. I might go grey. The VersaFine Morning Mist. Let's have a look anyway. So we'll just ink that up. Doesn't matter which way around it is because I can move it and tear it. Yeah. So that's quite a good colour for that one. And I find that the Claire actually stamps beautifully and allows me my nice fine detail on some of these stamps. Even when you're using acrylic stamps, it'll give you that nice fine detail. Oh, that's very small. There we go. Very small. All right. You can see, concentrating, I've gone really, really quiet. That's going to go in there like so. I might put a little flower down there. That one's going to go in there. How am I going for time? 42 minutes. Yay. Right. I want a, what did I say I wanted? Earth Laughs in Flowers. Yeah, relax, refresh. Earth. Nope. That one. Very hard to see some of these this way around. Earth Laughs in Flowers. I will need a bigger block for that one. Right. I quite like that grey on that, so another piece of it here, but I'm going to stick with that lighter colour. So it's nice and dark on one side, light on the other side. And I probably won't tear this one. What I'll do is I'll trim it and border it. I'm just going up a little bit to give me room to trim around it. Lovely. Right, I put that ink back away. Back away and we'll trim around this one. A little bit of pink would look very nice, wouldn't it? Because that's on the pink. So it's all right. My ruler ran away. There it is. Now, see if I put this on the grid, my writing's not necessarily straight. So if I run my ruler along the bottom of my writing, I can see that it's not quite straight. So what I'm going to do is just move my paper around so that my ruler, if you can see that, runs the same width down there. So now I know that my wording is straight, if that makes sense. So I want it about there. Just so I've got an edge. I'll just trim that bit off. Right. So this bit now is straight for my wording. Hopefully. Let's have a look. No, not a hope in hell, Kylie. Yes, it is, because those are the same, aren't they? Right. So I need to go a little bit over. I go there, I've given myself the same amount of gap, and I've got the same gap there as to there. Don't worry about that. That's just my OCD, sorry. I will rein it back in. That was bad, Kylie. That was bad. All right. Trimming off each little end. There. And there. Now I'm thinking I want to border it. Let's have a look. Just very, very lightly. So, sorry, this wasn't thought of before. That's black. Don't really want black. What I'd like, that's too light, that grey. I'd like a grey, but I don't know if I'll, oh, yes, hang on. Ooh, 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 sitting here I have, it's kind of a grey. I don't know if it actually has a name. But we might just go with that one anyway, I'm thinking. So the easiest way to do that would be with my double-sided tape, because I can just run a strip straight down it. Peel that bit off. Again, I'll use my corner and my corner. I only want a real narrow border, and then I can just use my knife just to give that very tiny border as well. I know, it would be easier with scissors, but it's not going to happen. Set that one back over there. I'll put that away again later. Alright, something else going on down there. Don't think too much, Kylie, we don't have time. Let's just pull out the lace. A little bit narrow. Oh, here we go. Hang on, hang on, hang on. You've all come out anyway. It's white, hasn't been dyed. It's all right. It's all right. Sorry, mumbling. Right, that can go just in that. I'll just take that on with my 450. Just need a little bit like that. Blech. I'm thinking you're going to go down there like that. Yep. So we'll just use the 450 on all of it since it's going over that lace. Yuck. It's very stringy. Right, so I've deliberately left a piece just so that I can hang on to it. Like so. Lift that up, Kylie, just so I can get that slotted in. Quick, put it in now before that all glues. Should have really put that one on first, shouldn't we? Oh well. Up and under there, like so. In the middle. And up. All right, now give it a good push. How's that? Right, so this one, I'm thinking needs to be about on that one, but whether we just gonna, yes, that works. And I'm thinking I want a little flower, so I'm just going to glue that guy on now. Didn't do up my glue bottle. Oh, no, here it comes. Right. We must be, yep, that's me 50 minutes. I got 5 minutes, I'm out of here. Okay, I promise I won't be too much longer. I want that to show. I'm just sitting it loosely there at the moment, just so that I can see. Yeah, you'll do. And I want to get all that stringiness off my acetate. Ah, yucky, 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 yucky. Any coals? I will get all that off later. It'll just pick off. Okay. And I want just a little flower down here. So let's hope I've got a really small flower in here to save me stamping and colouring one in. What have we got? Let's have a look. There should be, as I can cut something like that up. Even if I just put the top of that one in there, that would look all right, wouldn't it? Here might work. See, option 1. Option 2. Need a couple of options. And my problem is that I use all the little ones first. Yeah, see, you just love watching me go through this. Right. All right, found some little ones. Let's have a look. That way I don't have to destroy that one. Might use that because I don't really want that orange. No. But when it lifts up, you'll see that in there, won't you? So yes. All right, let's go that one. And it's one of, it's Tim Holtz one, but it's a different one again, and it's not that shiny finish. So I'm just so not into shiny. All right. I'm just using my tweezers to hang on to it so I don't get quite as much glue everywhere. I'm opening that out because what I want to do is go round that. How's that? Right, so all we've got left to do is glue this guy up so that he finishes. That and that, like so. All right, so for our back, we're going to finish this one off. Oh, look at that. Move those. Move that. Set that one over there. Right, to finish him off, because I want a pocket. If you don't want a pocket, that's fine. Just glue the whole thing down. If you want a pocket up here, and then what I do is along this bit, okay? And quite a bit. That then glues it closed. That doesn't sound right. And gives it a pocket at the same time. Get that excess glue out. And because it's got, you know, quite a few layers going on in there, I just want to clear out the glue there, clear out the glue there. What I tend to do is I will put some clips on there just while it's drying in here and down there, because it's holding the whole thing together, and just making sure that I've got that bit that's holding the pocket. I tend to just do that usually while I'm putting away my glue and all the rest. So thank you for joining me for this one today. I've loved doing these. They are such a fun little thing to do. My sizes again for the one that we've just done was 3.5 by 12. Your score lines 4 1/4, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 4 1/4, 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch. And then what you've got, and that'll be dry now, doesn't take long, is this little guy. So he's nice and flat, sits into your journal as just a little tuck pocket, so you can, you know, like, wow, there's this one. So I can even tuck that one in there. So you've got your little pocket at the back, but then he comes out and he actually sits up. I hope you've enjoyed them. I've thoroughly enjoyed making them. Move that one out of the way. So we've got the 3 little ones there. Littleish ones, can you see them? Am I on screen? Yes. Okay, completely different. So we've got Christmas, we've got every other day of the year. We've got flowers and butterflies and Santa. But as I said before, you can make them any size you like. Make them to fit your journals. Make them as gift cards, cards to give people, Christmas cards, just a special something. Make them to decorate your workspace up. Okay? Until next time, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.